not right. It's not just essential oil that's causing you to be in this situation. So, anyway, what were you saying? I couldn't really hear you.
I know, and again, I got into a bad spot, and we kind of did I guess where I was trying to go is, dang it, hold on, I'm losing it again. Oh, you and I and another buddy of ours were discussing how the kids don't wake up in the mornings. On Christmas morning when we were kids, you were excited. You was up at 4 a.m. and you was going in there going, hey, can we get up yet? Can we get up yet? Can we get up? Y'all carry y'all's ass back to bed. And we'd go out there, we'd wait, and we'd go, can we go to yet? Can we get? And now, even my kids, shoot, they didn't wake up till, 7, 8:30 in the morning. Well, our grandbabies are waking up even less. So that was kind of one of those things I originally called you for, was to kind of discuss that. And I know it was kind of like one of those things, but talk about it if you wish to.
I think that's interesting. I remember when I was a kid, I caught this is before my mom and dad divorced, so it was 76. So I'm 4 or 5 years old in there, and I was up. I wanted to see Santa Claus, and I heard some shit scooted on the hallway. And I walked out there, and it was my dad scooting a cedar chest up to the living room down a long fucking hallway, Anyway, so inside of it was a lot of Christmas stuff, including stuff for me. Because I looked inside. Of course, he was trying to manage. He's probably 28, 30 years old. He's probably been drinking at them. And we talked off. But he put it off. He said, "Oh no, he asked me if I would carry this up there to the front for him, and then he drove him up. So I had pushed him. He had a cover for it. It was pretty good. I remember thinking, oh yeah. But this is 3:00 in the morning, and I always was up by 5 a.m., 6 a.m. at the latest. But like this morning, it was 8:15. These kids of mine were asleep, still asleep, not worried about it. I was like, wow, that is such a different thing. Because, we were just talking about it yesterday or today, whenever it was.
Well, yeah, because now I had children so much younger. I experienced that before you did. And it blew my mind even for my oldest kids. My daughter is 28, my son's 30, and I still remember they acted the same way. And now my grandkids are even worse about it. And there you go. So, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's one of those things when we look to back when we were kids. Even if we knew what was under the tree, it was going to be something new for us. We were going to play with it and play with it and play with it, find new ways to integrate everything we had. Oh, excuse my dog's barking. To actually enjoy it. And we'd had a discussion like, even with my kids, they got up there like, play. Okay, yeah, no, I'm tired of this. I don't even want to finish unwrapping that. Do what? Excuse me? Just, a personal thing. It's not a bitterness thing, in my opinion, but it's a outlook on the way kids look at things. Christmas is a time for family, not gifts, because the gifts don't really mean a lot no more to a lot of these kids. I got something from a friend of mine that meant a lot to me. I was so surprised just because she had noticed just one thing in my house that was important to me. But now it's called a Galileo's thermometer, and it works on the principles of engineering. The density of the liquid due to the temperature floating in a column of kerosene tells you the temperature. That's like old school engineering. And originally I tried to call you because I had started watching a movie called Pacific Rim. Now, it's a very old movie, but it integrates the engineering to the anime of the huge robots and, the imagination that people have to see beyond, like, me as an engineering type person, I know that crap don't work like that. You can't depend on those things, but the idea that, oh, yeah, you can do that, that just kind of gave me the honey syrup feeling today when it's just cloudy as crap and dreary as hell.
Well, that's, my mind is the same thing. I've been sitting here for the past several days, when I have been in, God, I've been here for a long time now. It's like 5 days already. But anyway.
Yes, I've been sitting here for 4, and I feel like more, but I'm pretty sure 4, at least.
At least 4. But now, so here's the deal, though, is that I've been sitting here watching total restoration of vehicles, a lot of it. And I love it because, man, they'll take a 70s or 80s Toyota pickup or a Toyota Tacoma if it's in the 90s or above, whenever, So anyway, so they get these trucks, and they take them completely apart, and they redo everything. If there's something that's wrong with the frame or what have you, they go through and they fix it. And they redo everything. It's just unbelievable. Redo the engine, paint everything. It's just like a brand new truck. But now some of them are doing different things. Some people are getting like Polaris 620 and mixing it up with one of the trucks, or K trucks, Japanese truck. They got to be 11.4 feet long and have no bigger than a 660 cc engine, and just amazing stuff. But they've combined these two by cutting and welding and engineering. Engineering is there's one little thing that people make fun of me on my engineering. I have a block of wood with a tie strap, and to it I attached a Surge Master, a multi-outlet plug-in device that I can carry around the yard with me. And the thing of it is like, why do you have that? Why have you engineered this block and Surge Master? Because it's just the right height to get it, number one, out of water, and number two, I have some things that hang around that I attach it to, like a light, that it won't work unless I have it up off the ground. So this thing just works out perfectly. And of course, here's something that I think is interesting. I was listening to this show last night, and of course, I've been watching engineering things, but I also look at human things too. And these by
all means, we can change directions. I mean,
no. Listen, it's intertwining of the two, But anyway, so we can change directions naturally, if we want to. But what they was talking about is that after so many years, 5,000 years, pretty good number, but even back further than that, there's not much left of what human beings are doing. And I was sitting there, as a human being and a hominid, and knowing that the hominids have not changed any, and if there's anything that's changed with hominids, they've gotten less smart, less big brain, But, there's, who knows what people were doing a long time ago. I mean, I bet you that if they were in a hot place, they figured out how to be cool. And if they were in a cold place, they figured out how to be warm.
Well,
if they, what I'm saying?
They couldn't figure it out, brother. Now, again, environmental factors are such a huge thing with the old settlement and stuff. So, yes, if you couldn't figure it out, then if you can't move with the times, you're going to be left behind, and you'll become extinct. The Indians are slowly becoming extinct. And now, I do not disagree that, hey, some of that is their fault because, well, they just didn't have the power to do it. And in today's time, they should be able to. But now I have watched so many videos about how all they do is run around and just take their stripping and just go on. Okay, well, hey, that's a totally different conversation. The people that conquer this land are the people who can actually dominate it. Now, the ones that can dominate it are the ones that just kind of live with the land. You notice all the floods in California and the Colorados and everywhere. This Christmas, we have a very nice Christmas, even if it's cloudy.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that we've had over here, it's been absolutely crazy. I've been sitting back in I've quarantined myself most of the time. I'm either in my sick shed outdoors, or in a back guest bedroom. And, of course, back there, you know, I was last couple of nights I'd raised the window. I just had the screen there, you know, and I could hear outside. And whenever I'm in mine and Whitney's room, I can never hear anything. We got fans going, you know, it's just much different environment. I mean, I can hear stuff, but not like I can back there. And at one point in time, I heard the neighbor's dogs raising hell, and I was like, "That's sirens!" And everybody's like, "Shut up, you old man!" You know, just messing with me. I'm like, "That's sirens!" And found out it was sirens. There was you know, a neighbor's, you know, barn had caught on fire. And then come to find out, we were talking to the fire people, and there were 3 fires in the county last night that were substantial. You know, Christmas tree lights, rain, and you know, wind.
Christmas safety is always important. I just want to interject that. Please continue. Yes, sir.
That's exactly it. People had it become a little wind came in, and some rain came in, and the lights were just. I mean, it's been a very dry year. It probably hadn't rained 10 times, you know. So not all year even. It's just been a very, very, very dry year. Specifically, it's fall. But anyway, so there's some fires. But it was neat because I heard things I hadn't heard, even though my ears stopped up. My right side, I can't hear anything. Like right now, I'm hearing a left-handed. And it's kind of frustrating. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that where, like, your hearing is off and you cannot...
I can't hear you, Brad. Wait a minute. I'll swap ears. Sorry. I was just making funny.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. But it's not that I can't hear that bothers me. What bothers me is my vertigo that goes along with it, your loss of equilibrium.
Oh, no, I agree with you. I mean, truly. I mean, when your ears get stopped up and, hey, again, I don't know if I have the COVID. I've got 27 COVID-17 tests in my cabinet, and I've taken one just since you and I have been discussing this. But now, again, these may be different variants. I have not had the booster or the flu shot this year. Now, that's my fault. I've been asked, invited, and it's all free. All I had to do was go get my ass off my ass and go do it, but I haven't done it. Now, that's my fault. Nobody else's. If you don't believe in it, then don't go do it. Me personally, I mean, currently, I just think I had, around Thanksgiving, all my grandbabies showed up. Every one of them they was wiping shit on their damn sleeves and just, but it didn't matter. I loved them. And so I figured head cold. And then, of course, the winter time, I mean, I closed the doors. I've had allergies my entire life. I know when I have allergies. When it's green, allergies. When it's yellow, more water. And then it turns green. I mean, you know, you got to learn yourself to figure out, like, at some point, you know what, this is different. You know?
But I, like with me, I don't really have snot. Mine does not, because I take every single day of my life. I take Zyrtec, 2 of them, every single day of my life since 2015. Every single day. So I don't really have any snot. So, but now I have been taking a cough med, which is supposed to help dry you up, but I'm not really snotting a whole lot. Mine kind of goes to sneezing. So it's different. I hadn't had any snot like that. I've had some draining.
Sneezing is more from that, what you were discussing about that gastrointestinal. What happens is I start getting this little weird pressure way low in my belly. Like it's like, you're going to go one way or the other, but it don't want to go any way but out. And when it does, I just kind of go burp, and then I sneeze. I don't know what the hell gas is in that, but it makes me sneeze.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds a lot like some of the symptoms that is with this COVID thing. Just be honest with you. You know, I mean, that's just what this. But now, you know, I'm going to tell you this. Here's the deal.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff has very similar symptoms. Okay. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, and that's what a test does. Now, do those tests are supposed to, how old are they? COVID-17, COVID-19, really is COVID. So maybe the ones you have are just, it should work. I think that it hasn't changed that substantially. So that should work. He was telling you, no. But then again, Whitney, I think she's probably where I got sick. She had the very same symptoms, but she never did test positive for COVID. But I did. Who knows? A lot of it is false positive.
I know, but
negative.
poor Whitney, she's so thin, and she has been diagnosed with COVID before. I mean, she's had many issues. Correct? Now,
well, I mean, she didn't
man,
really.
I don't want to get in your personal business. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, I mean, well, I'll tell you about it. She did not really, COVID not really hurt her as much as she had the original variant, or she had the second one. She had the second one. She had 2021, and that thing took away your sense of taste. But not only did it take your sense of taste away, but it gave you another sense of taste. In other words, everything tasted metallic. She wouldn't eat. She wouldn't drink because that metallic thing, it made her teeth hurt or something. So that's what got her. She got dehydrated, and that's why she wound up in the hospital. But now that was a totally different variant. I think it's kind of gotten better since it's got more. I mean, I would rather have this than the flu, probably.
No, I agree with you. Like our previous discussions, about the way your wife felt and all those kind of things. It's like, oh no, I'd rather have just a super head cold, tons of snot. I need 2 more boxes of Kleenex and 4 more trash cans. I would prefer to have that and just not eat and make myself eat a little bit. Even if I can't taste it, I will make myself eat it. Other than just, it's never going to be better. And I understand there are a lot of folks that are like that.
I got you. I mean, I'm going to tell you this, though. Everything has a cycle. It's going to run its course. I mean, typically after 5 days, you're okay. And like after tomorrow, to me, and it's like today was a huge increase for me. I wasn't as active today as I was the last couple of days, but I feel a lot better. In other words, I'm not stressed. Because I get stressed, I get moving around, just to walk it off, So, I mean, it's I can feel it getting better, but now there's still
Rub some dirt on that. Rub some dirt on it. I agree with you. And it's like, hey, I've been down for 3 or 4 days. Some of it's been clinical depression due to the holidays. Some of it's just been, dude, I just have not been able to sleep for 3 or 4 days. I would go to sleep, wake up, and be like, what the hell? And go, oh, that was just a dream. And I'd roll over, and I would ache. My hip would ache. My ankle would ache. My hand would ache. Anything would ache. So I'm with you 100%. It's been a miserable time.
You have had COVID. That's what it is. My hips ache. I forget all that. Your body ache. The first few days of it, and even all the way through it, my hips have hurt. Like I couldn't get comfortable in bed. I'd lay on my back. That hurt. And then I was sleeping on the little single bed in that extra bedroom, and my trusty companion was with me. He was woolly.
Yep. So pull it under one ass, and then 5 seconds later, move. 10 seconds later, stuff some cover under one side. You're cold. You're hot. You're hot. Yeah. You're cold. My legs, my chest, my groin. Everything changed every 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that you had COVID. That's what it is. I can assure you. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you, Whitney, 2 years later, is still facing some ramifications for her. But you mentioned eating. I've not hardly eaten anything. Now, here's what I have cooked and eaten for myself. I hadn't wanted anything rich, but I made some cornbread, and I put some jalapenos in it. And I made those in little muffins, and I've been eating the hell out of some cornbread. But it's very bland. It has a little bit of hot in it, which is what I like, a little bit of jalapeno. but it's not like the red kind of jalapeno, like our cayenne or anything like that. So it's just kind of very mild and blunt, you know. So I've had to keep it there. But and I've not really eaten a whole lot of sweets. I have eaten more sweets than I have meats or anything like that or dishes. But now, as far as smelling, I can still smell right now. But now I heard it takes 7 to 14 days to lose your sense of smell. Now, if this new variant does that again, that's not good. But now, who knows if it is or not? I hadn't really lost it yet. Now, mine is dampened due to all of the swelling that I have in my face, and in my ears stopped up and stuff. I know I have extra stuff, but I think that, like I said, though, I think that I'm headed in the right direction. Do you feel like you're headed in the right direction, or no?
Oh, by all means. Again, I mean, a couple of days ago, dude, I could barely drink chicken broth without giving it to my dog. I just couldn't stand it. My belly didn't want anything in it. But it kept begging for me to put something in it. And so I would try, and then I'd go sit there, and again, now this is TMI, but it was just snot and gas out my butt. Truly. Now, I don't know how many people will actually, now, you may need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adjust this, wipe your ass, and all you see is clear white snot out your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you know there's a problem here, okay? But now, I'm disabled and I've got so many other issues going on, but I still got to believe that at some point it's like, it's mind over matter. I am the master of my body to an extent. So if I believe that, you know what, all I got to do is just keep doing what I'm doing and it will get better, or I will just take the over-the-counter stuff and I take
let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
I went to the doctor and got a Z-Pack, and that thing has helped me. What you're telling me is that you swallowed a lot of phlegm. You have COVID, is what you have. The modern version of it. I'm telling you, that is what you have. So
I do not disbelieve you. I know
I
so. Haven't been to a doctor to get an actual test. That's all I haven't done.
You're describing the exact symptoms that everybody's having with it. And they're the extreme symptoms. Yours is more extreme than what mine is. I can assure you from the way you're describing it. But it's tough. But I think that if you hadn't had a Z-Pack, which is what, I think that's what I had. You take 2 the first day and then 1 a day for 4 days or something like that. So
Z-Pack is a synthetic antibiotic that is, that's one of them to treat it like the steroids. You heard the steroid packs, 5 the first day, 4 the next, 3 the next, 2 the next, whatever. The Z-Pack is kind of the same way. They're a synthetic antibiotic that is, you can't prescribe them too often or the bacteria will become resistant to it. So it is an extreme case to give those. Now, Suffa, I'm allergic to Suffa drugs. Suffa drugs is great for ears, teeth, anything of those type infections, but I'm allergic to them. So if I had to go to amoxicillin, then thankfully I'm not allergic to penicillin, but, amoxicillin and those, I've had to go those synthetic things where Suffa works better than others. But I found my way through it and I still believe a lot of it is just, dude, if you feel the need to go to the hospital, please go to the hospital. But actually consider it. How sick have you been? Are you sick all the time? Well, if you're sick all the time, then carry your ass to the hospital. I'm almost never sick. So, now, my little slight respiratory distress, until I cannot wake up, not every night, there's no need to overload the medical system.
Here's what the
Go
doctor
ahead.
told me. If you're experiencing shortness of breath, and I don't really know what that is, but I
Oh,
had to experience,
absolutely now.
you need to
I
get
can
your ass.
talk to you about that. Now, that's another conversation. That's one of the reasons I'm disabled is the shortness of breath. But yes, if the current day you experience that, oh, by all means, carry your ass to that hospital.
Well, let's talk about that. You talk about that, but just if you feel like it. But I want real quick. You mentioned our buddy Danny. He put an article or a video or both in our window the other day, and it was talking about we were talking about excess deaths, we were talking about diets, and we were talking about types of medicine that people were on,
Yes.
and one of the things that he was showed there, I believe it was prednisone. You mentioned steroids, and I think prednisone is a steroid, but people that
absolutely, it is.
But people that were taking that are the people that really died from COVID because it turned off. There's some kind of a response inhibitor exhibitor or something. Anyway, it turned off some shit that probably didn't need to be turned off when you're trying to fight COVID. And that was a lot of people that died. I'm like, what people who had respiratory? So if they were taking that stuff, prednisone, I think it may even be in that asthma reliever, isn't it? Like the stuff you squirt in your mouth to breathe.
Well, it is. I mean, what it boils down to is, you're going to make me flex my tongue. An immunosuppressive pill, a steroid. They suppress the natural immune system. Like my gout and arthritis is, my natural immune system is attacking my knuckles. They're attacking my ligaments. I've got a knot on my finger that I have never had this morning. And it's going to go back to the gout. It's going to be the crystals that are building under my knuckles and under my ligaments. And it's just a immunosuppressive therapy. I think that's what they was actually called. And if I didn't say that right, I apologize. But it's still just steroids. They're suppressing your immune system, which is why when you get plaque psoriasis or any one of those things, your immune system is attacking your own body. That's why they go, oh, well, this goes with 20 million dang side effects. Everybody's body's different. We live in this current situation. We all know what we got to deal with. And you know what? I know I have gout. And if I eat some ham, well, then I am taking that risk. I know how much bacon I can eat because I start getting that ache. I know how much steak I can eat because I start getting it in my ankles or my toes or any number of things. If I'm not taking my blood pressure medicine, I can feel the swelling in my joints. Each one of those things are being aware of who you are and where you are and what you're wanting to eat. If you're diabetic, why are you going to keep eating sweets? Oh, because they're good. Okay, well, congratulations for you. But does it make you feel bad? Yes, it does. Then why do you keep doing it? Well, because it's good. you know? But you got to find that nice little balance between what you want to eat, what you like to eat, how you like to feel, what makes you happy, what makes you realize that you're smaller than on this one little tiny planet. What makes you consider the world and just be open? I've had the best conversations with my daughter and, many people this day just because of, it's been good shit. Now, if you don't understand that, too bad.
I get it. Let me ask you this question here. You mentioned the meat, pork and beef. Is it the salt in there? I mean, what is causing you? What in meat causes it to erupt?
Well, everybody had always said that gout was caused because of, quote, red meat. I've had more problems with pork steak, which, oh my God, I used to love the grill, and just too much bacon. It's the salt that retains the fluid. And then you've got, I don't know, now with me, pork is my issue. Beef, oh, geez, I could eat an assload of cow and just never blink an eye. You know?
Yeah.
But now, this is where it goes back to the gout research, the pseudo-gout research. I've got tons of, Danny and I were discussing the pseudo-gout issue, which was more tennis elbow. Just the irritation with the ligaments, pseudo-gout. It feels exactly the same. It's super horrible, you know, but it's just a lack of lubricant, which goes back to vitamins. What do you take? What do you eat? I don't eat well enough. I'm a bachelor. By God, I'm lucky if I open up a can of Spam. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in a well-balanced diet, it would work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, eating well is expensive, too. I mean, the cheapest shit is in the middle of the store, but the stuff that you want to eat is at the edge of the store. That's the stuff the less processing it has, the better off you are, and the more live it is. Eggs are always pretty good for people. Typically, if you scramble them, I guess, and use some olive oil as opposed to like some pig grease or vegetable trans fat.
Oh, I love from just the eggs, man. I mean, but now, then you get into the conversation of duck eggs, chicken eggs, ostrich eggs. We used to be told that, cholesterol from just plain chicken eggs, the ones that ran around my yard behind my grandmother's house, was the worst thing ever to eat. And then suddenly say, you know what? Those free-range chickens are the best thing you could ever put in your pie hole.
Well,
doesn't always know everything, but, it goes back to just, I guess, relying on what do you think. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to her. But you can listen to all of y'all and make your own decision.
Well, here's what I know.
Versus following.
Here's what I know. Whenever I go when I go into a store, like if I'm just on the road eating, or if I'm going and eating, in a lot of places, people put way too much fucking salt in there for me. I don't really like a lot of salt. And eggs, that's what I bet you a lot of times people talk about eggs are bad, but eggs probably aren't bad. It's probably what you put on the eggs, salt. Salt is good. You got to have salt, but you can't get too much salt. I went to the point where I have gotten low salt, which is not good either. But anyway, so I went through the other day. When I went and had the COVID thing, my wife made me go up there. She was sitting there with me. They took my blood pressure, and that woman, she took it. She said 108/70. That's not so bad. She said,
dude, that is not, brother, that is stroke level blood pressure, okay? I'm telling you, that is bad.
108/70? Donald? Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me, can you? Well, 108/70, she said that she would love to have it.
No, I apologize. I thought you said 188/178. I apologize. Yes. So I am back to the area I can actually hear you. Please continue.
Yeah, that's 108/70. So so in the doctor's office, she said that's good to be in here. I said, well, I don't know that I'm really scared to be here right now. I'm kind of anxious because I want to know what's going on because they gave me a strep, they gave me a flu, and they gave me the COVID test just to see which one, see if I had anything. And here's a wolf dog. Yeah. Hey man, I'm gonna holler at you back in a while, okay man?
All right, brother. Well, hey, you JN1, dog. I'll talk to you later.